I'm constantly asking myself, how can I become more productive? How can I stop procrastinating? How can I feel more accomplished at the end of a workday or week? Some people have mastered the art of being more disciplined and structured with their work days, or even their work-life balance. They've over time learned how to work smart. They plan their time wisely, but others aren't as lucky. So being able to speak to an expert on how to improve productivity is always welcome. And I've also learned that it's not something to be ashamed of, because admitting that you have a challenge is the first step to solving it. My guest today is Adetola Ogbebor. Adetola is a UK certified life coach and NLP practitioner. She holds a first degree in accounting and is a dynamic professional with skills in strategy, public speaking, and consulting. She is an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria and a member of the Nigeria Institute of Management. Adetola is a personal effectiveness coach who loves to help people discover their purpose and live a fulfilled life, believing that each individual can harness the strength they possess within and live their lives to the fullest. Welcome, Adetola.
It's my pleasure to be here.
I'm really quite excited to have you here with me. I really am. Because, like I said, this is a question I'm always asking myself. And so the very first thing I want to know is, what is productivity and why is it so important?
Wow, amazing. Of course, we all know that busyness is not necessarily accomplishment, right? So that's why we are talking about productivity. Productivity is the state or the ability to get results, as simple as it is. It is about achieving important tasks consistently, making our lives better at every point in time.
So achieving important tasks consistently. That is a key word.
Absolutely.
So why is it that some people are better at this than others?
Oh, wow, so many reasons, right? So some people are not proactive. They are not intentional. So they have not learned to manage their time properly. They don't learn to delegate things to other people. They want to do everything by themselves, right? They have not learned to, rest so that they can recharge, so that they can be fired up to, accomplish the great task that they have to do. So many things. They lack, the ability to plan their schedule. They don't set priorities. They don't organize.
You're making it sound so simple. They don't do this.
Oh,
they don't
my
do this.
goodness.
Because some of these things apply to me, if I'm going to be brutally honest.
Oh my.
But the thing is, it's not that easy, is it?
It's not that easy, because I know we all have just 24 hours to live in a day, right? But then, remember I said delegation. You must understand that you cannot do everything.
But a lot of people don't know how to effectively delegate.
Absolutely. So you start from somewhere, right? You have to be honest with yourself, right? You have 24 hours in a day. What are the most important tasks that must be achieved? It's not just about activity now. What are the most important tasks that must be achieved that will make you better at the end of every day?
How do you even determine what the... So if, say, for example, I have to take the kids to school, I have to make packed lunches for them before they go to school, I have a board presentation, I have 6 meetings during the day, my husband wants me to attend a function with him later in the evening, my bosses want me to do X, Y, and Z. How do I know what the most important tasks are? Because in my head, I'm thinking, okay, things for my children, important. Things for my husband, important. Things for my work, important. But within all of those things, I have a myriad of tasks. How do I know what is most important?
All right. So the truth is, and that's why I said setting priorities. Some tasks are definitely prioritized than other tasks, right? So packing lunch for your kids, for example, you don't have to be the one to pack the lunch. As long as the lunch is packed, right? So you look at your time schedules. What are your meeting times, right? And you must also know that you have to be fresh to attend those meetings. And by fresh, I mean that you are not, overwhelmed or exhausted mentally. If not, you will not be productive in that meeting that you're going for. You have an event with your husband. What time is it that you have the event? You're going to lay everything on the table. And you ask yourself, what are the different time slots that I need to allot to these things? Yes, I know there's so many, but then you begin to ask yourself, this meeting that I have, this presentation that I have in the office, Must I be the one to do it? Can a colleague, a competent member of my unit, represent me in that meeting? This outing that my husband wants me to go with him, what time can we push the time a little bit further? Say, okay, I'll need to, just rest a bit before we go in the evening. I mean, evening is 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., right? Can I get a little rest before we go? It's really about weighing your options, because really, at the end of the day, you cannot do all of those things without breaking down. Okay. So you need to ask yourself, what really need my urgent attention?
Okay, so I get that, but 2 stumbling blocks.
Right.
1, I live in Lagos, Nigeria. One of the worst places for traffic.
Goodness.
Yeah?
Oh my goodness.
2, I have other challenges that make it difficult for me to even find the time to do this laying out and mapping out that you're talking about. So let's say the assumption is I should have done that the day before.
Absolutely.
By the time I got home the day before, I'm knackered, I'm tired.
Okay.
All I want to do is sleep. So I haven't had a chance to map out.
Which is why they say the best way to prepare for a day is to plan for that day before it comes.
But I'm tired
Because
the day before.
So what I try to do is at the end of the weekend, right, before a week begins, I try to sieve out what are the most important things that I need to get done, this week, right? And I begin to lay it out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Because if you don't do that and you just enter into the week like that, and that is why some people are not getting results, they are not productive, because they are not proactive. You need to be intentional. Productivity is not just going to fall on you like, ripe mangoes from off the tree. You have to be intentional, because the truth is we all have 24 hours, and that is the absolute truth. So you need to ask yourself, remember I said it's not just about activity. It's about getting results with the most important resources that you have. You have your time, you have relationships, and that's why I talked about delegation, right? Yes, I know Lagos is, I was caught in traffic yesterday, over 3 hours. By the time I got home, the last thing I wanted to do was to do anything. I just wanted to go to bed, right? But I had to ask myself, what other things do I need to do so that I can get myself ready for the next day? If not, I'm not going to work 24 hours in a day. We have just probably like 18 hours to work in, because we're sleeping for 6, 7, 8 hours. So I need to ask myself, how am I going to make the most use of the 15 hours, 16 hours that I have? Yes, I know I was caught in traffic, but if this task is important to me tomorrow, if I need to get, like I said, there are some things that you must do. It's about your life. It's about achieving success. It's about having a rich, fulfilled life. And that's why some people are not happy, because you keep, you have unfulfilled goals, expectations. Then, you just have low self-esteem because you are not accomplishing tasks, right? So if you are intentional about achieving success in your life, and I know it sounds really, it sounds so good and so easy. It's not, intentionality is not easy, I know. And that's why many people don't actually do it.
You have to
but you realize that the people that are intentional about their success, about accomplishing results, they actually get it done. It's not going to be easy.
Okay, so tell me, give me 5 steps that I can begin to take.
All right. So 5 steps
to be better.
You can begin to take to be better. The first thing is you must set goals. And not to sound, very
what if I'm creative, I'm very free-spirited,
yes,
I go with the moment.
What do you want to be free-spirited in? Because nothing is vague, right? Even if you want to make a career progression, you must tell yourself, I need to take this certification. You need to outline the things that you need to do to make you accomplish at the end of the day. So you're creative, you're free-spirited. What exactly do you want to create? Nobody creates anything abstract, right? You have something in mind that you want to create. So yes, you must set goals. And when I'm talking about goals, it's not just about, just writing anything random. We know the maxims of setting goals. It must be smart, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, right? So you're not just going to set a goal that is going to overwhelm you and it's going to take you 20 years to accomplish, right? So you must plan your time as well. You must plan your time. And then you must do your most important task when your energy is high. That's why some people set up themselves to fail, right? They want to do things when they're tired. And I usually tell people, block your time. It's good to create routines. When you know that between 2 to 3
What if you
p.m.
get bored easily?
Sorry?
What if you get bored easily?
You get bored easily. I mean, this is life. You would always have times that maybe you are bored. But when you plan that time, and that's why I always tell people, when you plan your time, the rate of getting bored will reduce to a large extent, right? And you can fill those time slots with different things, right? Planning your time just helps you have a view of this is what I want to do with my time. And then delegate. Delegate because you cannot do all of the things at the same time.
What if I'm a junior member of staff?
Delegation is not restricted to your office alone. You can have your cousin, a sibling, you can have a nanny at home that helps you to do things. So you don't have to wash plates, for instance. You don't need to cook, for instance. There are people that can cook for you, right? There are people that sell food online. That's a way so that you can declutter yourselves from all those little activities that don't impact on you becoming a better person.
You said something about cooking. My husband likes freshly made
Oh my
food
goodness.
every day. He does not care. This is a scenario, not my reality. Just a scenario.
All right.
But you want me to delegate?
So if your husband wants freshly cooked food every day, there are options about it. So you don't have to be the one to go to the market to buy the food stuff.
But I still have to be the one to cook the food.
Yes, you can cook. You plan the time. You just put it in your schedule. Is your marriage important to you? Remember I said important things, right? And sometimes these are the little things that we do that make us, not work well with people, right? What is important to me? I love my marriage. I want to keep my marriage. I love my husband. This means a lot to him. I don't have to be the one to go to the market. There are even, I'm sure if you go online, there are several companies that do supplies, right? So keep your energy. Don't go so that you'll be caught inside traffic. Just keep your energy. I'm going to use 1 hour to get this meal done, right? But really, options are always available. But many times, we'd rather focus on activities, right? But are those activities really empowering us to succeed? That is what we should be looking at. And that is what productivity is all about.
Wow. Wow. So I'm just going to quickly go back to the top of the 5 steps. The first thing you said was, because I kept interrupting you, the first thing you said, set goals.
Set goals.
And then after you set goals,
you plan your time.
Absolutely. You take your 24 hours and you plan your time.
Plan it.
Including the amount of time you're going to be sleeping.
Absolutely, because rest is important. If you don't rest well, there is no how you will be productive.
So should you plan rest time into the day?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So goals first, plan your time.
Yes.
What was the third thing?
Then make sure you delegate where necessary. Delegation is key to survival in this life.
That is actually a very important thing.
Yes.
Okay, so 2 more.
Yes. So I said make sure you do your important tasks, your most important tasks.
When you have the most energy.
You have the most energy.
But some people don't understand their bodies enough to know when they have the most energy.
Understand yourself. And that is really where the foundation of productivity begins. If you don't understand yourself, then you can't succeed. You can't be productive. You can't be. I tell a lot of people, they just want to live their lives based on assumptions. But have you even sat down to study yourself? Some people, they work better at night, right? Some people, their energy is higher in the morning. Those night people, you see that it's always a struggle for them to wake up in the morning, right? So why would I want to do my most important tasks in the morning when I'm a night person? I'm a nocturnal being, for instance.
Okay, so what's number 5? Before I ask the next question, what's number 5?
Plan your time. Have I said?
So you said plan your time.
So plan your time. Make sure you delegate. Make sure you set goals. Make sure you do your
most important task when you have the most energy.
When you have the most energy, right? And I think the last one I would say is make sure you organize your priorities.
Make sure you organize your priorities. How do you do that?
So you look at all the things that you have to do in a day and you try to rank them.
Isn't that the same thing as planning your time?
Planning your time is between 2 to 3 maybe I should be resting, for example. So I'm asking myself, how do I rest?
I see.
So resting can be, okay, I'm relaxing with a book, I'm watching cartoon, right? I'm just taking a cup of ice cream. So which is the most important thing that you really, really, really want to be doing? So you said that.
And then you put everything in order of
Absolutely.
priority.
Absolutely.
This all sounds easier
It
said than
sounds
done.
easy. I know it really sounds easy, but a lot of people, and that's why some people are not achieving, a lot of results to the best of their ability, because they are not intentional about it.
Where does procrastination come into this?
Oh, procrastination. So a lot of people, perhaps their mindset, right, can trigger them from procrastinating. When people have low self-esteem, right, when people are seeking validation from other people, when people have perfectionism tendencies, they tend to procrastinate. So it's not just that I don't have the ability to do, but when you are waiting for all the I's to be dotted, all the T's to be crossed, right, you can suffer from procrastination. When people are scared of the huge, important tasks that they have to do, they tend to procrastinate,
So how do you fix that problem?
All right, and that's, knowledge is important.
Okay.
Information is important.
To
right?
fix procrastination.
To fix procrastination. Remember we have said that you must understand yourself.
Yes.
So if you sit down and you ask yourself, I've not been achieving results for quite a while. You sit down and you're asking yourself, what really could be the point? What really could be the pain? Do I lack good esteem of myself, right? Am I seeking for validation? When you actually itemize what is the problem, then you can begin to get information to solve that problem, right?
You've been doing this for such a long time, and they say it only takes 21 days to form a habit. How do you do that mindset shift?
So of course, it's going to take a while, because that mindset did not fall on you in one day. We are all a product of our background, right? We were born into a certain environment where we heard how some certain things were done. We saw how some certain things were, they said some certain things to us. And those things now framed us. They became our values and our beliefs, right? So it's not easy for you to have lived for 21 years. You have a certain belief and you think that you're just going to change it. But when you consciously sit down and keep asking yourself, how is this mindset affecting my productivity in life? And that is why we cannot afford to have a fixed mindset. There's something called a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So a fixed mindset is, this is how I am. I was born like this. This is how we do in this house, right? There are some people that believe, the woman must kneel down and serve the husband, right? That's how the man grew up. So now he's come of age, he's got married, and he got married to this lady that is not the custom in their home. If they don't actually sit down to iron out their differences, right? Not to say that whatever value you are bringing, it's wrong and I'm right, but it's to sit down to see, how is this mindset going to affect us in the long run? Then you begin to devise ways to solution to whatever problem might have existed. So that's what we do to mindset. That's how we treat ourselves when it comes to mindset, because it's your dominant way of thinking. But for you to keep succeeding in life, you have to keep challenging that mindset to be sure that it's not limiting you from being productive in life. You have to keep challenging it. You ask yourself, how is this mindset, how is this value, how is this belief supporting me to achieve my desires to become better in life? And that is one great way by which, we can achieve results.
Wow. Okay. One quick final question.
All right.
I'm walking out of here. You've given me these 5 steps. Yeah. What is the first thing I can do here and now, today, to begin that mindset shift, to begin that journey into becoming more productive? How do I start?
All right. Just sit down and calm down. Right? Because a lot of us are always anxious. We want to do so many things. Just sit down and be calm with yourself and tell yourself that you're on a journey. Honestly, Most people do not want to accept that fact. You just want to go into life because, I mean, you look at your colleagues, you look at your friends. Sometimes it looks like you're behind the radar. But sit down first and calm yourself and tell yourself that you are just in the right space for such a time as this. Then ask yourself, what do I need to be doing in the space of my life? Just sit down. Honestly, a lot of people don't do that because they tend to downplay it. They think it's not important. But in you, there is wisdom within. There's wisdom within you. And in fact, that's one of the philosophies of emotional intelligence. It says that wisdom lies within. And many people have not harnessed that wisdom that is on their inside. Your inner self knows what to do, but many times they're not calm enough to listen. So just listen as you walk out. Just look for a quiet place. Next 30 minutes and sit down and tell yourself you are just in the best space for such a time as this. And begin to ask yourself, what do I want to achieve within the next 1 week, within the next 1 month?
Start small.
Start small. And write down as many things as possible that come to your mind. Don't judge
Even if
yourself. Even if it seems stupid, even if it seems flimsy, don't judge yourself. We need to engage with ourselves with curiosity and not just judging ourselves. Everybody's on a journey. Everybody's on a journey. So just start by being calm with yourself. Honestly, I know it's going to take a lot, definitely, but there's so much we can harness from being calm. Honestly, wisdom lies within.
Wisdom lies
within. Yes.
Wisdom lies within.
There is wisdom within.
Sit down and be calm.
Yes. Sit down and be calm.
I will also add, be kind to self.
Absolutely.
Because that's one thing that I'm learning.
Oh my goodness.
Be kind to self.
You can never underrate that in your journey in life. You need to, it's not just being kind to other people. And that's one of the things that I consciously, I've been on a journey, but my journey has helped me to appreciate who I am. Because I tell myself, if I can't help myself, then I can't help other people. You can't give what you don't have. If I'm not kind to myself, there's no how you can be kind to people. And that's where low self-esteem comes from. When you don't have a good opinion of yourself, there's no how you treat other people right? So it starts with self. It really starts with self.
Adetola, this has been really a really productive session. It's been short, but it's been powerful.
Great.
Really, really powerful.
Great.
And I, for one, cannot wait to get started. And I certainly have to watch this again. I have to watch it again with my pen and paper and start taking down notes to try and be better.
That's great.
Wow. I really do hope that we've learned something from this. And we're always talking about one thing to do with personal development or the other. And this is yet another thing that we can all do something about and learn how to be more productive. It's airing again tonight at 9:30 p.m. No, 10:30 p.m. tonight and 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. And it's going to be available on YouTube. So please watch it again, and again in calmness and deciding that it's about being more productive. Thank you so much, Adetola. This has been awesome. Thank you very much. So John, Helen, and myself are going to very quickly wrap up the show. So please stay tuned for a few more minutes whilst we do this. Thank you.